All right. Good evening, everyone. It is good to see everyone here virtually and to know that nearly 100 people are watching right now. This is a great day for a graduation, and I'm excited. I'm just so excited, and I know you are too. We have waited for this very moment since January, and we've been planning this graduation for almost about a month now. So, TCP graduates, the very first thing that I want you all to know is that you are special. You are very special, individually and collectively. This class started off in a Goodwill Center, and of course, over time, due to COVID 19, we had to move to a virtual training model in Zoom. And I'm proud to say that each and every last one of you made the transition easily. We had to work through some things, but we made the transition very well. And so did all of the stakeholders, our partners, our instructors, TechBridge, Goodwill, Right Now Solutions, ServiceNow, Accenture, and our many volunteers made the transition. This is what it's all about. Teamwork makes the dream work. This is what I imagined 2 years ago when I co founded TCP. I imagined that all that people needed was an opportunity, and they would take it from there. They would rise to the occasion. That people are generally smart, generally capable, and most definitely generally driven. They just need a fair shot and some guidance. I also believe that corporations and technology departments of corporations understand that diversity and inclusion is very good for business. I'm pleased. No, I'm grateful and optimistic about what is going to come of this class of TCP graduates that came out of this crazy 2020. So, graduates, I'm proud of all of you. We will have a wonderful graduation ceremony for you today. You will hear from our partners, you'll hear from our sponsors, you'll hear from some of your classmates and a lot of the team members that I have. So I'm going to bring some up to speak as we go through. So I'm going to bring up to speak somebody that's very special. With all that's going on in this country right now, at a time like this, I'd be remiss if I did not point out that TechBridge has a new CEO. Our CEO is an African American woman, and this is the first time in our 20-year history. The bridge between the technology community and the general community is being made, the plans and the leadership are being laid out by none other than Nicole Armstrong, an African American woman. At a time like this, I think that's important to say. And so, without further ado, I'd like to bring up the wonderful, and I'm honored to do so, the wonderful, talented new CEO of TechBridge, Miss Nicole Armstrong.
Thank you so much, Andre, for the introduction. So many of you know my background. I started coding at 11, and I've been a technologist ever since. I thought I'd share something with you today that you don't know about me. I was married when I was 23. No, I can't tell you how many times I've asked my mom and my dad when he was alive, what were you thinking? I think that they thought that since my grandmother got married at 14, 23 was mature. We would get pregnant and have my son Brandon a year later. We were way too young. Not surprising. My husband and I, my ex-husband and I, who's now one of my closest friends, but certainly wasn't back then, divorced 3 years later. So at the age of 26, 26, 27, and for many years after that, I was a single mom. Shortly after the divorce, I got a huge job offer and decided to pack my bags and move my son and I to Maryland. Had no family and a few friends, but not the kind of friends you could drop your kid off to. So I accepted the position as a systems architect working on what would be the largest technology transformation project of its time back then. It was Bell Atlantic, a company I'm sure many of you have never heard of. Bell Atlantic would eventually become Verizon. And so I started this new gig, and I am surrounded by hordes of smart people. Ironically, the project was led by Anderson Consultant, which is now known as Accenture. I was terrified. Learning the new telephony business and associated programming language was foreign for me. And what's worse, the job required a ton of overtime, which as a single mom, I couldn't do. So at 5 o'clock on the dot, I had to leave. And I was surrounded by these young, single, ambitious coworkers, and they would roll their eyes when they saw that I left. But it took me an hour to get to the daycare center, and the center closed promptly at 6 p.m. So I had to leave. Being a single mom with no support system was hard. I can't tell you how stressful it was. I can recall the long drives home, the feeling of being overwhelmed, stressed out, lonely. And I often thought, are you out of your mind, Nicole? Like, why did you move here with no support system? But then I remember something. The absolute best part of my day was walking through that daycare door, Brandon seeing me arrive, and his full on sprint that always ended with him hugging my legs. And so on the days that were harder than others, I'd answer my own question. I am doing this for him. I don't know the exact moment that I decided that I was enough and that I could do this, and that being a single mom was not a curse, and that I could not only learn this new programming language, but also excel at it. So one Saturday, instead of taking Brandon to the park, I decided to pick up his favorite toys, his little Hot Wheels and Tonka trucks. I also packed lunch and his favorite snacks, and I headed to the office. The office was always deserted on a Saturday. And there was a large open area near my desk, and I'd spread Brandon's toys out where he could play. And I'm convinced after months of doing this, Brandon actually thought the office was his park. So while he played, I read, I learned, I practiced, I coded. And after months of doing this, I would have a command of the telephony business that rivaled people that had been there for years. Those super smart and Accenture folks started seeking me out as their expert. And eventually I would be promoted to team lead and then business unit manager. I share this story with you for 3 reasons. Number one, I know what it's like to start something new. It's scary. And I'm telling you that sometimes the scales are not going to be tipped in your favor. Number two, I want to let you know that nothing comes easy. You have to rise above your own uncertainties. And if you want to be good, great even, you are going to have to work your butt off for it. It'll require evenings and sometimes weekend work and studying. And number three, you can do this. You are not different from me. Everything, and I mean everything you need, is inside of you. You just have to find the courage and your why to pull it off. So I'll end by saying this. We are so proud of you. Savor this moment. Go home, look yourself in the mirror, and say, I did it. I am enough. So with that, I will turn the floor over to Keith Parker, President and CEO and phenomenal partner to TechBridge of Goodwill and of North Georgia.
Well, thank you, Andre, and thank you, Nicole. Thank you particularly for sharing that incredible story. I look forward to getting to know you better, and just want to let you know you're going to be a lifelong partner with us here at Goodwill as we go through this journey together to help people find work and help them change their lives. But tonight's about the class of 2020. So congratulations to you for making it through this very difficult period and getting yourself positioned for wonderful things that are yet to come. You know, when I think about this job market, I certainly think this is going to be one of the most competitive job markets in the history of our country. In fact, it's so competitive that employers will be able to really scrutinize every single applicant because there's likely to be lots and lots of applicants for every job. So what do you think employers are looking for? And I have had the pleasure of running several companies and have hired literally thousands of people over the years. But right now, I think what we're really looking for, we're looking for stars. We're looking for absolute stars to make our organizations better, well-rounded people. And I'll mention three things that I think we're looking for particularly. First, we want folks, even as they're climbing, even if they're going through the ladder and going up the ladder themselves, they're looking back and helping others. We want people who are committed to community, people who are volunteering at the food bank, people who are volunteering at the United Way, people who are volunteering at their churches. In other words, people who are giving back, lifting as they climb. Secondly, we're looking for people who are leaders, people who want to jump right in. So when you get that job you've always been looking for, whenever there's an opportunity to join a task force, an opportunity to lead a blue ribbon group, or a chance when your supervisors are saying, we need extra help, we need volunteers, jump in. Those are the opportunities that will allow you to craft, to build up your skill set and get even stronger and be seen as a leader in your organization. And finally, people are looking for, employers are looking for folks who have a lifelong commitment to learning. So this is why what you're doing tonight is so important. It's one of those next steps in picking up a skill set and picking up experiences that we as employers are finding to be very, very valuable. And know what you're learning today is great, but you're gonna have to learn more to be even more flexible, be even more adaptable as you move forward into your career. So again, let me say thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations for all the work you've done to get to this point. We're looking forward to seeing you take advantage of all these great interviews I understand some of you have already acquired, and looking forward to seeing you lead us into a very prosperous 2021 and beyond. So with that, let me turn it over to our good friend, Sonia Gray.
Thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. My name is Sonia Grant, and I'm the president and CEO of WorkSource Cobb, and we're Cobb County's workforce development agency. Our organization actually provides the funding for individuals that come from Cobb County to receive education, training, and employment in high-demand industries. We partner with organizations like Goodwill and TechBridge because we recognize that we cannot do this work alone. Your graduation today is evidence of the success of our collective impact, and I could not be more excited and more excited about your extraordinary accomplishment. What you've done today is you've entered an industry with unlimited potential. How far you go is truly up to you. I challenge each of you to aim high and keep in mind that as you move through your journey and into your career, that your Cobb County family, including WorkSource Cobb, is here to help you along the way. We will support you, lift you up, and hold your hand every step of the way. So feel free to reach out. Congratulations to each of you. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate with you, and I look forward to all of your ongoing success. Thank you.
Express how much this program means to me. I wanted to take my life into a different direction, to challenge myself, and to achieve success. I felt fortunate and grateful to be invited into the TechBridge Technology Career Program, a program whose mission is to break the cycle of generational poverty through technology, providing a positive impact to the community. And along with Goodwill's goal of putting people to work, this program provided something immeasurable and sustainable, an opportunity to transform my life through education and employment success. As individuals, we students needed help to change our lives, and we asked for that help through this program. Coming together from different backgrounds with different challenges, and with the collective hope to better ourselves through this opportunity. And with the collaboration, commitment, and generosity of TechBridge, its creators, Goodwill, ServiceNow, all of the success coaches, the volunteers, the sponsors, and teachers, we as cohorts grew, developing professionally achieving certifications, and realizing paths to a better future. And we came together as a group just as the world began to isolate, sheltering in place due to a world pandemic that none of us could have foreseen. But as much as the pandemic isolated us, technology reconnected us again. We weren't simply using technology to better our lives, but needed technology to continue on with our lives, proving how fundamentally essential technology is to this world. Technology is the future, and I want to be a part of that future. And just as technology continues to transform, we as students must evolve also. We can't simply exist and accept. We must continue to learn, seek, prepare, connect, make mistakes, learn from our mistakes, and become stronger with the challenges. We must choose because our choices can transform our lives and the world around us. So as we could cross this finish line together, transitioning onto new paths, we must remember it all: the hope, the gratitude, the inspiration, the struggle, the support, and the opportunity to broaden our futures and invest ourselves in this world. Again, I want to thank everyone who contributed to this program, who contributed and facilitated. And I would now like to introduce the video montage of my fellow students who would like to who would like to voice their personal gratification to this program. Thank you.
I am a graduate of TCP.
Because of TCP, I am now moving on to a greater career. I'm so excited about my future. This is just more than wonderful.
TCP allowed me to broaden my skill set and gain knowledge in a field I've always been interested in, but was unsure of how to break into.
Before the career program, I worked a lot of 9-to-5 jobs, side jobs, and now I can have a job where I'm working in a career field in the IT department.
TCP has allowed me to have a career, not just a job.
TCP has allowed me to become hopeful in regards to my livelihood and my security.
Because of TCP, I'm more confident in my career path in the technology field.
I am confident in my ability to apply the skills and knowledge I have acquired in this very hands-on and comprehensive program.
Because of TCP, I now have the opportunity to change my life and my family's life forever.
Now I am connected to more people and certified in multiple disciplines.
I am certified in ServiceNow.
Thank you, TechBridge and Goodwill.
Thank you, Accenture and ServiceNow.
Thank you, WorkSource Cobb.
I am the Technology Career Program.
I am the Technology Career Program.
I am the Technology Career Program.
TCPU has allowed me to pursue my dream. More than you'll ever know. I am so grateful to you all for everything that you guys have done for us.
Awesome. That video was excellent. Good evening, everyone. Greetings, family, friends, staff, alumni, and the TechBridge class of 2020. My name is Alistair Bostic Latham, and I'm honored to be your speaker for today. Horace Mann once said that education is beyond all other devices of human origin, and it's the greatest equalizer of the conditions of men, as education is the balance wheel of social machinery. He believed that every addition to true knowledge is an addition to human power. This graduation would not have been possible without the tireless efforts of several organizations, community partners, and featured sponsors who have provided this educational opportunity for us. I humbly extend heartfelt thanks and gratitude to TechBridge, Goodwill Industries, Accenture, ServiceNow, Right Now Solutions, and Workforce Cobb. I would be remiss if I didn't personally thank Jahari Soward, Valerie Mackey, Maria Magruder, Danielle Boop, and Joseph Perry for their unwavering support during these 16 weeks of instruction. Without your tireless and unyielding support, especially during this COVID pandemic, this program would not be as transformative and it's inspiring as it's been for us, the students of TechBridge. So thank you for believing in us, even when we didn't believe in ourselves. The mission of TechBridge is to use technology to break the cycle of poverty. The mission of the Goodwill is to enhance the dignity and quality of life of individuals and families by strengthening communities, eliminating barriers to opportunity, and helping people in need to reach their fullest potential through learning and the power of work. Since we're graduating today, let me announce that you have succeeded in your mission. This program has provided opportunities for us to secure web development certification, ITIL certification, and ServiceNow certification. We have successfully participated in professional workshops, which have strengthened our resolve to be the best and brightest, using excellence as our guide. I can personally attest to the sleepless nights, the after-hour study groups, the nightmares of web development classwork, and the increasing responsibilities of meeting family obligations. This process has been a difficult yet rewarding experience for me. I will always be thankful for the opportunity. This program has allowed me to manifest my goals through self-assessment and planning strategically. I have learned that nothing is impossible if you work hard, and you have to define your purpose towards achieving your goals. Many nights I have studied while caring for my son full-time, powering through my assigned readings, attempting to attain a level of subject comprehension and understanding with foreign information. I hope my hard work inspires him to see adversity as a mountain to be conquered, a mountain that is merely a minor setback for a major opportunity. I couldn't have completed this program without the tireless efforts and support from my wife and my family. I'm indebted to the love and dedication they have for me, in turn providing a healthy space for me to adequately perform at my best. In closing, we live in a world which often attempts to silence and minimize the needs of diverse communities through legislation, social economics, the education gap, and the tech divide. As we graduate today, let's remember that our work is not done. We have a duty and an obligation to pay things forward to the next generation. What is success if we cannot duplicate it for ourselves and others? What is a life worth living if we cannot live our lives with kindness, support, and compassion for one another? In the words of President Obama, be the change that you seek from the world you live in. I'm so thankful that TechBridge has existed to be that change for us. Thank you. Now, let me introduce Valerie Mackey.
Thank you so much, Alistair, and very moved by everything you said. And I'm glad you mentioned the tech divide, because that is one of the reasons that we are here, is trying to resolve that problem. And it's interesting, you said you were having nightmares about the program, so we did our job. It was challenging. That's what we wanted to do. But you've accomplished the challenge because you're here. You're here for your graduation. And while many of us are traumatized by the recent events in our country, this evening, I actually have a reason to smile. And I don't know if you know, but we've called you all the Resilient 19 because you have been strong enough and determined and committed enough for all the multiple responsibilities that you had, all of the invisible and visible attacks. The Resilient 19 got through COVID-19. I mean, just think. As someone said earlier, we were in a classroom and then we switched to online. We were in a classroom on Thursday, March 12th. And on Monday, March 16th, we were on Zoom, seamlessly transitioned to online training. And through all of the distractions that 2020 has thrown at us, and there have been a few, I am so proud of you for still having a graduation rate of 80%. And you know why 80% is a big deal? It's because if you look at the national average of college graduations, that graduation percentage is 27%. So through all of the multiple responsibilities, as Alistair mentioned, and all of the things happening in 2020, you pulled together as a family, you supported each other. And 80% of you from the start to now, through this very rigorous program that we put in place, and we knew it was tough, thus the nightmares, but the strong survive. So congratulations to you all for doing that. You know, Right Now Solutions has helped lead this program since the inception over 2 years ago. So I could probably go on and on about the successes of this program and the intangible successes, but they asked me to share a few stats with you. So I do want to give you a little bit of data about the program as we sit here. So, we mentioned that the certifications that were exposed to this audience or this class was web development, ITIL, and ServiceNow. I'm proud to actually say that 90% of our students have obtained certification. And I am very confident by the time they finish taking certifications next week, we will be at 100%. And that is actually something to celebrate. And I'm glad we're here to celebrate that. As with every technology program that we design, we really advocate raising the number of women in technology. If you look at the college graduates again, there are only 13% of women that graduate with a STEM degree, so science, technology, engineering, and math. So as a female, I am excited that we can say that we far surpassed that 13%. We have a 58% graduation rate for females. 58 of our participants are females. Now, if I were in the room, I would probably run around and high five. That was if I could be in a room, and if I could touch your hand, I would high five. But having 58% female graduation rate is amazing, and we are pushing the needle. So programs like this will help us get to where we want to be to close this digital divide. And now, as we graduate, we're focusing on your career. So I will be here with you as you start your new career. We know that some of you already have offers, like we said, and every single one of you have an interview already scheduled. This is something to be happy about, because if you think about this unemployment rate during this pandemic, there have been lots of obstacles with obtaining employment. This is real. The education, at this point, we have it, but the unemployment is high. I know that you will go through this. Your future is bright. Your careers will launch. We will all be right there with you through this journey. So we have so much to celebrate. There's so many accomplishments, but I have to say, this wouldn't be possible without things like 250 hours of volunteer support from people that are probably watching this broadcast right now. We thank you for supporting this program. 250 hours from volunteers just over the past 4 months. It's amazing. But then the amazing teams from TechBridge, Goodwill, WorkSource Cobb, my staff at Right Now Solutions, our sponsors, our donors, and incredible partners like Accenture and ServiceNow. We thank you for being a part of this. Congratulations to the graduates. All of these things would not have been possible without your dedication and hard work. Make sure you celebrate tonight. Enjoy this moment with your families. And with that, I want to turn it over to these two guys that we appreciate so much. As I mentioned, from Accenture and ServiceNow, I'll now turn it over to Tom Sidebottom and John Nash. Thanks.
Thank you, Valerie. Saying congratulations to our graduates really falls short of my wishes for them today. They've achieved so much. They've achieved a great deal in a very short period of time, and possibly more than you know. On the outside looking in, it's probably easy for everyone to see the amount of time and energy that you've invested in your future. And on the outside looking in, it's likely for most of us that it lacks perspective on the position that you're currently in. And I want you to stop for just a minute, if you will, and close your eyes and recall the day that you started this program. I can only imagine what your thoughts were, but among them, I'm confident that one of them was asking this curious question: what is ServiceNow? And here we are a number of weeks later, and I'm confident that at this point, you can answer that question for your family and your friends that ask it of you. What's more important, and my hope is that you've already heard me say this, is that the pool of ServiceNow customers and partners is very deep and represents almost every industry, if not every industry. Unfortunately, the talent pool is very shallow, which is great for you. So in that, my encouragement to you is to be bold. Not just be bold, but be very bold. You're well prepared, you're well skilled, far beyond most of the people that have been using this platform for several years. In closing, I want to share the wishes of my senior director, and he asked me to share with you his personal commitment to each of you and let you know that ServiceNow is with you on your journey and will do everything we can to help you. With that, I'd like to introduce one of our partners and a close personal friend of mine, Mr. John Nash from Accenture. John.
Hey, thank you, Tom. I'm John Nash, Associate Director with Accenture's ServiceNow practice. It's a great privilege to be here with you on your graduation day. On behalf of Accenture, I would like to congratulate each of you on completing the TechBridge Technology Career Program. This is an exciting time, and I want you to know how proud we are that you have achieved your goal. As I consider the effort and the personal sacrifice that each of you have made, I would like to reinforce the value of your learnings and certifications. This was certainly time well spent. And as you continue your professional journeys, I want to encourage each of you to remember the associations and the friendships that you have made, staying in touch with each other as you move forward in your careers. Always look ahead, challenging yourselves daily to learn, motivating yourselves through achievement, and continually keeping focus on your goals. So congratulations again for your awesome accomplishment. On behalf of Accenture, I would also like to thank all the many volunteers, sponsors, and partners who made this TCP cohort possible, including ServiceNow, Goodwill of North Georgia, Right Now Solutions, WorkSource Cobb, and of course, the amazing team at TechBridge. Accenture appreciates the opportunity to partner and collaborate with you. Your commitment to this program is one that is making our communities and businesses stronger. So thank you. And with that, I'll turn the presentation back over to Andre Dickens, TechBridge's Vice President of Development. Andre?
It's at 10.
Wow. Hey, didn't I tell y'all that teamwork makes the dream work? You've basically heard from all of these partners. You've heard from TechBridge. You've heard from Goodwill, Right Now Solutions. You've heard from WorkSource Cobb. And you've heard from our great sponsors and committed partners, ServiceNow and Accenture. You've even heard from two great members of our graduating class. So it's time to hear the names of the graduates. We can't go home yet until we do that. And I know we are already home, but we can't log off and get going yet until we hear the names of these graduates. We see them, we hear them, but now it's time to let them know that they're done. And now the moment that we've all waited for, certainly the moment that these students have waited for, let's call the names of the graduates of the 2020 Cobb Works TCP class. All right, we have Makonnen Ubera, Sybil Allen, Cesar Almazan, Chelsea Bailey, Monica Biggs, you've heard already, Ellister Bostic Latham, Elizabeth Corley, Jonathan Diaz, Celeste Edie, Alexis Evans, Robin Furman, Sharon Jenkins, Debbie Klein, Quentin Kaczynski, Pamela Newkirk, Kevon Parker, Carl Smith Jr., Teddy Tyree, and Eric Woods. Everyone, I am pleased to announce that they have graduated, and we are just so optimistic about your future. I want to give you a round of applause and congratulate you on finishing a very rigorous program and finishing what you started. Everybody, I want you all to see them holding up their certifications, their certificates, and it proves that they have completed this great program. They are the 6th graduating class of the TCP program by TechBridge and Goodwill. And we thank you to our partners. WorkSource Cobb, we could not fund this program without you. Accenture, same here. You guys have sowed so much into the TCP program. And ServiceNow, you guys have been a dedicated, committed partner by providing this platform for them to go from wherever they were in life on January 1 to where they're gonna go for the rest of their lives. And Right Now Solutions, we thank you for all of your dedication and your commitment and your professionalism in developing this program with us and for leading these folks on to completion. So everyone, thank you for being at this graduation. I don't know if you guys had a glass of something off screen, but now you can go ahead on and have a glass of whatever you want, and it's time to celebrate. Have a good evening, everyone. Have a great evening. Congratulations. Take care.